Hi, in this video I'm going to talk to you about the options to first-time buyer strategy. Now I'm going to assume you understand the basics of options. If you don't and you haven't seen our opening video where we cover this, just drop an email to the team, info@aaroncurry.co.uk, and ask us to send you out that video, and you can make sure that you watch these in order and understand them. But let's assume you understand options in general. So we're now in a position where you found a property, and using the same example, you found a couple who live in a property, they're fed up of living with each other, their house is worth 100,000, their mortgage is 95,000, and they've had enough of each other. And in terms of their mortgage is costing $250 per month. Okay? Now, you've taken out an option, you've paid £1 to buy the option, you've maybe spent £1,000 on the solicitors to buy this property at some point in the next 7 years for £96,000. They're happy they've moved out. Now, you could just rent this property out as a family-let property, and you rent it out for $600 a month, you're covering the mortgage at $250 a month, or $650, let's say you rent it, $250 mortgage, other costs. You might clear £250 a month of profit, times by 12 months is £3,000 a year. And if you did this for 5 years before you gave the property back to them or closed out the option, you've made some good money. Okay? However, there's a way to lock in even better money with this, and there's various strategies. Because there's various things you can put on this end, various other things you can do. Now you've got your house or you've found your property. One of the strategies you can use is to now look for a set of first-time buyers. So first-time buyers have a problem, don't they? They have to save up a large deposit. So you meet them, they're in their 20s, they're madly in love, they've been saving for 2 years, they're living at home, but they're not that good at saving, and they've got £3,000 saved up, let's say. So they've got £3,000 in the bank towards their deposit. They're nowhere near being able to buy. They need at least £10,000 deposit to be able to buy a property, plus stamp duty, other costs. Now they're fed up of living at home. They don't get any privacy. They did rent together for a short while, but they're back home at their parents because it helps them save more, and they're finding it really tough. Now imagine you went to them and said, I tell you what, here's a perfect house for you. Okay? Would you be interested in a situation where, now I know you've got some savings, you pay me £3,000 for the option to buy this house from me whenever you like. And at any time in the next 5 years, you can buy this house from me for £110,000. Now I've set it to 5 years because it can't run as long as my option. Otherwise I get in trouble if they leave it right till the end. So I've set it to 5 years. And so it just needs to be a little bit less. And I've gone for 110,000. My explanation will be, look, the market's going up. It could well be worth 130,000 by the time you actually buy it from me. I'm letting you agree the price today at just 110. If the market doesn't go up at all, you might not close on the option. You might not choose to buy it for that price. But if the market goes up as we expect, then actually you're probably going to end up getting a deal by agreeing at 110. Now, of course, you can agree these numbers at what you want. The higher that number, the better. The lower this number, the better. Okay, the higher this, the better. The lower this, the better. But in this example, if you're the couple, you're over the moon because now you put £3,000 down, you get the option, you can move into the house today. Now, as far as they're concerned, they're living there forever. So because they're going to be living there forever, they'll start to look after it as though they're going to live there forever. So you get great tenants initially until they complete on their option. Now, when they move in as tenants, they start by paying $650 a month as though they were tenants. Are they going to miss their payments? No, because you set up in the option agreement that if they miss a singular payment, they forfeit this, they forfeit the option, and the property's back to you, and you can then sell it to another first-time buyer couple. So you can be really strict with that. If they want a new kitchen, they'll just put that new kitchen in because they'll believe they're going to own this house for the next 10, 15, 20 years. They'll be happy to put that kitchen in. Okay? Now, what you also say is, look, as well as paying your $650, let's pay something off what you need to pay in terms of deposit. So let's say we set that to an extra $200 a month. So they say, yeah, we can afford $850 a month. And if that's knocking $200 a month off what we owe, which is £2,500 a year, if we do that for the next 4 years, we'll be down to only owing £100,000. Now let's fast forward that to the 4-year point. Okay? So 4 years from now, they've been paying you $850 a month, and you've had costs of $250 plus your agent plus your maintenance. Let's say $400. So the $850 minus $400 leaves you with $450 per month of profit while this is going along. And if you've been doing that for 4 years, let's say that's 50 months, just for round numbers, £22,500 of profit as you've gone along. Now at the start they paid £3,000 for the option, which you paid £1 for. Now you might have spent £1,000, maybe £1,500 now for the legal agreements here and the legal agreements here. So 3,000 minus 1,500 leaves you with a £1,500 profit right at the beginning from the option agreements. Now finally they come to buy the house. And when they buy the house, they're buying it for 110, but they've already paid you an extra £2,500 a year towards that. So now, after 4 years, they only owe you 100,000. So they buy it for 100. The day they come to buy the house and say, I want to exercise this option, we'll buy it on the 1st of November. You say, great. And you go to these people, you say, I want to now exercise my option and buy it on the 1st of November. They can't say no because they signed an option with you. You can't say no because you signed them an option with them. So they pay 100,000 for it. You pay off the 96 that you've promised to pay these people. So at point of sale, 100k minus 96k equals £4,000 of profit at point of sale. So this particular deal, it will mainly have paid you over the months, but this particular deal over the 4-year period has made you a total of £28,000. How many of those do you need to do each month or each year to become financially free? You know, I know people that have 30 of these on the go at any point in time. So don't tell me you can't do 1 or you can't do 5. I know people with 30. If they've got 30 on the go, they're making £500,000 from that every 4 years. For a lot of people, just getting 1 a year, setting up 28,000 of income for the next 4 years would be great. Now, this strategy is great for shorter term income. It doesn't build your portfolio for the long term by using this strategy because you're relinquishing the asset to the next buyer. So from that point of view, it doesn't work well for building a long-term portfolio for you, but it creates you income today. And it's very little money in, because in this example, it's maybe cost you £1 for the option and maybe £1,500 of legal costs to get the option agreement set up properly, which you should always do. But we've accounted for that in the profit. So for very little money in, you've just been a problem solver. You found these and you found these. Now, the next question I always get asked for this strategy is, well, how do I find these people? Well, first of all, if you want to find people who are happy to sell and release an option like this, what you're looking for is going into your estate agent and saying, do you know what? Have you got anybody on your books who's a young couple, they've fallen out, they want to move out, but they're struggling to sell their property. They've had delays and they can't sell the property. Yes, we do. Great. Can I look at their houses? When you go around to the houses, you engage in conversation with them and get to understand where they are, and then you look to implement and speak to them about setting up a potential option agreement. Now, be aware the estate agent won't like that, because the estate agent gets paid when the house sale completes. And in this example, that's not for 4 years. So the estate agent doesn't really want to play options. Most estate agents don't even understand options. They've not brought it into their vocabulary because it doesn't make them money. Really proactive estate agents have, and they found ways to use options to their benefit, to lock in sales that otherwise just wouldn't have happened, and to teach their investors about options so they get these sales locked in. But the majority of agents haven't done that. So you need to be able to speak direct to vendor. Sometimes, it's worth going to the agent and saying, look, I know you're not going to like this, so if I agree to pay £1,000 of your fees today, takes my budget up to £2,500, and you'll get paid the balance when it completes by the vendor. will you help me put this option proposal to them and put it together? Ideally, you get to learn to do it yourself and you put the proposal directly to them. Okay? They're not breaking any rules. They're not breaking the contract that they've got with the agent. They've said they'll try and sell it. They've agreed a buyer. The purchase is delayed. So they pay the estate agent when the purchase goes through. That will be their agreement with them. Now, in terms of finding these people, you'll be amazed. Once you've agreed this, you get a big yellow board, like a to let board or a for sale board, but it's yellow with black writing on it. And you say, would you like to buy this house? £3,000 and you can move in. Telephone this number. And you'll be amazed how many phone calls you get, because the first-time buyers are probably looking at these types of houses. They are if you've picked the right house, by the way. First-time buyers are looking at these type of houses. They're driving past. They're seeing that sign. They're going, how can I get in for £3,000? Let's give them a ring and find out. And they ring you up and they start talking to you. And by the way, you'll end up with a bank of people that ring you that you can then use for future deals. You can even say, well, where do you want to live? What's the type of property you want? And then you can go see if you can find some of those with people in this situation. I've had people in my live training say, well, there can't be that many of these out there. Well, if you think about it, are you honestly saying to me, if that's the question, that you don't think there's many couples that have fallen out with each other but are stuck living together for some financial reasons, would love to get out of that house, and you could be the solution? It's the you can be the solution bit that you need to learn, and watching these videos is the start of that, but it's then implementing and moving that forward. So I really hope understanding this strategy has started to open your mind. This is one of 6 or 7 strategies that I teach around options and what you can do with this. So of course, go ahead and watch the other videos and understand those other strategies as well before you choose the right strategy within options that works for you as an individual. Invest with knowledge, invest with confidence, create financial freedom. I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.